good, everybody? We are back with another special reaction video. And in today's video, we will be reacting to 15 most harmful foods people keep eating. Man, I can think of a couple that I know I be eating. So let's get right into this video and let's see if we get us some education on what not to eat.
We're lucky in this modern world to have such a variety of choices when it comes to the food that we eat. But there are still countless products that, while they may taste delicious, aren't exactly good for our health.
If you eat anything with that sound, it's probably on this list.
Almost unbelievable what some folk are willing to put in their mouths despite knowing the potential consequences. So let's take a look at the 15 most harmful foods people keep eating. Number 15, Doritos. Doritos are the ultimate comfort.
I don't like Doritos. I like Funyuns. And I ain't afraid to say it. I love Funyuns. Preferably the original ones. In hot chips. Hot chips. That's the child's chip, but I like hot chips.
And go perfectly with the game on TV or to satisfy a munchy craving. But the way they're made means that the pleasure you get comes at a massive cost. Their name is supposedly broken Spanish for little bits of gold. But you'd probably be better just eating gold instead of Doritos. To break up the niacin inside the corn that they're made from, they are heated and steeped in an alkaline solution, and means that each chip is packed full of corn oil, sunflower oil, and soybean oil. They are more than 29% pure fat and have another dark secret hidden within. Have you ever noticed how you always want to keep eating more and more? Well, that's not purely because you're succumbing to greed.
They dusted nicotine on the chips. Hey, they put nicotine on the chips.
Because the chemicals they contain activate a hedonistic response within your brain chemistry and make you yearn for even more fat in your system. This is all before you think about the flavorings and chemicals they add to give them the taste and appearance that they're known for. Take a look at what a bag of Doritos did to a child's tongue some time ago.
Bro, he got a blister on his tongue.
Before we go on, we have a cool challenge for you that will take 5 seconds to complete. Let's make a deal. Just leave a like on this video, smash that subscribe button, and hit the notification bell, and you will get 10 years of amazing luck and fortune. Try it. It actually works. Number 14, instant noodles. We've all been there after a long day's work.
Listen, you see, I'm from Mississippi. We a little semi-country now. I ain't gonna speak for everybody in Mississippi, but me and my sister used to take ramen noodles. These are ramen noodles, and take Vienna sausages and butterfly them and put them in the skillet with some butter and eat them joints when we was in 8th grade. Bro, that was terrible. Oh, the Viennas alone, oh, but the noodles too, oh no.
And starving. The easiest thing to do is boil some water in a kettle and pour it over a packet of ramen. I know what you're thinking, what's wrong with that? Well, it turns out, a lot. The problem is the chemicals that are added to them to make sure they have a long enough shelf life.
Stream live and on-demand TV, now including these favorites. YouTube TV, try it free.
Come on, YouTube.
It's just
flawless. This video. They got ads everywhere. Come on with it, man.
Months without deteriorating. They are highly processed and usually contain monosodium glutamate, also known as the infamous MSG.
Y'all like the shrimp flavor or y'all like the chicken flavor? I like chicken. Shrimp, it don't do nothing for me. If they had real shrimp in there,
along with tertiary hydroquinone, which is actually a byproduct of the petroleum industry. These add to the flavor, but means that instant noodles contain very little nutritious content.
They be bussin' though.
And have large amounts of fat, sodium, artificial colors, additives, and flavors. They therefore contribute to obesity, digestion issues, and have been linked with serious intestinal diseases. But they're so easy and taste delicious, so most people don't think twice. Having them occasionally alongside a healthy diet won't do you much harm. But if you eat them regularly, it's probably time you started to learn how to properly cook for yourself. Number 13, fruit juice. Possibly the most dangerous drink you can have is fruit juice. Not necessarily because it contains as many harmful additives as other drinks you can buy, but because it comes from fruit, most people assume it's actually quite healthy and drink it in much larger quantities.
I got a confession. When I used to get off the bus from high school and middle school, I used to go to don't say nothing about my combo, but I used to like to get Pop-Tarts and orange juice. Ooh wee. Pop-Tarts and orange juice be hitting, boy.
Unfortunately,
strawberry
this
with
is
the
a
frost.
mistake and
Frosted
can lead
strawberry
to
Pop-Tarts.
serious health complications. A glass of fruit juice is often said to count towards your daily fruit and vegetable intake, but recent research is suggesting this advice should be withdrawn. Most of the health benefits from fruit come from the flesh where there are the most fiber and nutrients, but this is all lost when producing juice. Instead, all of the sugary sweet goodness.
So if I use a juicer, is that, or is it just the processing of the juice? I mean,
Fruit is removed and concentrated. And even though it contains natural sugars, these most definitely aren't good for you and consumed in large amounts and can lead to heart issues and obesity. Some schools are now banning fruit juices from children's lunches, and it may not be long until they're classified in the same category as soda. Of course, in moderation, fruit juice is fine. But
Hey, they put that in. If they start putting orange juice and grape juices in the drink machine with no fizz, hey, they done changed the game.
a small glass a
done
day
changed the game.
is all you should have. Number 12, Coke and Pepsi. Coke and Pepsi
Everybody
are
know
the
that
two
one,
most popular soft
Drinking
drinks
Cokes,
on
bro.
the planet,
They take
selling
rust.
millions of bottles.
They take rust off of Coke. They pour Coke on like a rusted pan or something and scrub it with some wire brush. Man, don't be drinking that stuff.
But as the obesity crisis becomes more prevalent, these products have found themselves right at the center of it. Yes, they contain large.
Hold on, y'all. I seen something in the background they ain't want me to see. Look at that. Look at that. Look at them funyuns. Look at them funyuns. Look at them funyuns. Yeah, now that's
have
fine.
found themselves
They can't
right
be bad
at the
for you,
center of
cuz.
it. Yes, they
Tastes too
contain
good.
large
They
amounts
can't
of
be bad.
sugar, which can be as much as 3 tablespoons of the white stuff.
Man, they got all the ads in this video.
If you go back a couple decades.
Nobody care, man. They got all the ads, man. They trying to pay their bills.
Contributes to bad health and an increase in weight. The real danger in cola drinks
He
is the
going
amount of
crazy with that
caffeine
Pepsi.
that they contain. It's a stimulant and grants you a temporary boost in energy. But if you have too much of it, you will begin to feel more tense, become more tired, and start gaining weight. The reason why caffeine is more of a problem than the sugar is that it's even present in the so-called diet versions of the drink, which give the illusion that all the bad ingredients have been removed. Every glass of soda, whether it's regular or diet, increases the risk of obesity by 1.6 times, and there's virtually no nutritious benefit to outweigh this. Furthermore, while
Why
a
do
cold
they
glass
make
of
these
Coke
things?
might
I guess 'cause
feel
it's
like it's
sealing,
the
but-
most refreshing thing you can possibly buy, caffeine acts as a diuretic and will make you urinate more.
Why is it going through the light like that? What's the light do? It activate the calories or something? What the light do? Let me know.
So in the long term, you'll end up more dehydrated than when you started. Number 11, deep fried snacks. It may not come as such a great surprise.
I gotta hop off the ship here. I'm out. Cause me like it very much. Fried
Deep
snacks.
fried snacks are harmful to
But
your
I
health.
don't
But
eat
did you
fried
know
food
this
no more,
doesn't
but
stop people from
when
eating
I
them
did,
in
boy.
large quantities. The snacks, which are often made from potato, maize, or flour-based products, have submerged in oil to cook and absorb large amounts of it in the process. Not only does it fill every empty pore of the foodstuff, but it removes anything of any nutritional value and results in a
What you notice about that plate? I'll wait. That plate was empty. That's because everything that tastes delicious is bad for you. That's why when I be cooking, I know I'm cooking healthy. Because if it's nasty, I can't. People like, oh, you can't cook, James. You can't cook. I can cook. But if it's nasty, it's healthy.
greasy, delicious tasting nightmare. Deep fried snacks contain huge amounts
That's
of
burnt.
calories and
What was that?
provide
Ooh.
no useful nutrients.
What is
But
that?
this isn't the worst thing about them. The oil that they're cooked in is usually hydrogenated or partially hydrogenated vegetable oil, which you've probably heard of under another name, trans fat. This substance is purposefully altered to increase the shelf life of the products, but comes at a serious health cost. It significantly increases the number of calories and cholesterol that the customers ingest, and has direct links with
Oh, childhood favorite food. If that look, we learning about each other here. I'm telling you stuff about me so you know. Corn dogs are the death of me. Okay, I love corn dogs. I used to eat the little mini ones they used to have at like the elementary school lunches. Man, them was fire.
the chances that
Flame.
you'll suffer
Flame
from heart
mode.
disease or a stroke. Number 10, biscuits.
That's a cookie, bro.
There's nothing quite like starting the day with a hot cup of tea or coffee that's accompanied by a biscuit. And it's a tradition enjoyed
Where I come from, a biscuit, you put you get you some eggs, you get you some sausage, patties, links. You get your piece of Spam if you got it. So then you get you some syrup. I like blackberry syrup. Some people use Aunt Jemima, but I don't know. I get that blackberry syrup, put that on that biscuit. I don't eat my biscuits with no fork. It don't taste the same. I don't eat my biscuits with no spoon. It don't taste like I sop it up. You see these 3 fingers? You take the biscuit. That is a cookie.
by millions of people around the world. There is, however, a hidden danger. And while most have, at some point, decided to keep an eye on how much they're drinking, they rarely pay attention to the snacks they're eating during their break too. In India, for example, it's now thought to be one of the main reasons for bad health and could be affecting far more people elsewhere too. Eating a biscuit has been found in a number of studies to actually stimulate the same sensorial parts of your brain as cocaine and morphine, which leads to further
Why y'all selling that in the store then? See, this is the thing. You got everybody in jail for selling cocaine and morphine, but the people baking the cookies in the oven is out here still baking cookies.
and even a slight addiction to them. This encourages you to eat far more than you should, and since they're packed full of sugars and fats, can have a detrimental impact on your cardiovascular system, your digestion, and, of course, lead to weight gain too. Next time you have a plate of biscuits in front of you, just stick to one and avoid the temptation to keep having more.
First off, if you put, how many cookies is that? Yeah, I'm gonna say it's about 15 cookies. You put 15 cookies on a plate, ain't nobody just grabbing on one cookie, man. Especially not Santa Claus.
Number 9.
Santa Claus
Pizza.
eat all the cookies.
Pizza is undoubtedly one of the most
I love
pleasurable
pizza.
and greatest foods
I haven't had it in
ever
a while,
created,
but
and
bro,
no party
I don't
or
eat it.
social
I don't
gathering
eat
is
pizza 'cause I'm
complete without a
addicted.
pie
I don't
on the
do
table.
it.
With countless restaurants and takeouts serving them, they're by far the most popular delivery food in the world. And people are increasingly eating more and more. Next time you order an entire pizza for yourself, remember just how bad it is and how long you'll be working it up.
If you're eating cheese pizza, you childish. I said it. You're childish. That's Chuck E. Cheese's pizza. Tostino's pizza. And put you some sausage or some hamburgers, pepperonis on that thing.
The gym. A pepperoni pizza, for example, contains 311 calories,
Never mind.
13.5 grams of fat,
Don't put
and
the
720
pepperonis.
milligrams of sodium. Now, have you ever just had one slice?
If you put whole vegetables on a pizza, who put whole
Easy
tomatoes?
to keep eating pizza
Bro, you
that the
killing them.
number
We
of
already got
unhealthy
tomato sauce.
substances you're ingesting
More
soon
stuff
adds
going on
up
there.
far more than the recommended daily allowance, and will lead to weight gain, heart problems, and the solidification of fat within your arteries. It's believed by many researchers to be one of the main causes of the obesity crisis in the US.
Well, why are y'all selling it? If it's stimulating the cocaine and the morphine side of my brain, why is CC's and Papa John's and Little Caesar's Pizza, why are they open? If it's killing everybody, That's murder. Y'all steady selling it $10 3 topping pizzas, large. Who ain't gonna take that deal? Make them $15 a piece. Make them $25 a piece like you make the vegetables, and we'll stop eating it.
Combination of dough, cheese, meat, and tomato releases endorphins in the brain that makes you crave for more. In moderation, it's fine,
Bro,
but the way most of us eat it is
all
very,
the stuff you see every day was
Number
killing
8,
folks.
reduced fat peanut butter. Who doesn't like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, or Reese's Pieces, or anything else that has peanut butter
First
in
off,
it?
if
Made
you
from
eat
ground peanuts, oil,
that type of
sugar,
bread with your
and
PB&J
various
is
other
nasty.
additives, most people probably know it's no good for them, so might try an alternative like a reduced fat version. But despite this seeming like a healthier option, it's probably worse for you than the regular stuff. The reason for this is that when you reduce or remove the fat, you're left with a product that doesn't taste very nice at all and has a crumbly texture. To get around this, manufacturers have to add extra ingredients to improve it, and the best ones to do this are sugar and cornstarch. This actually results in a spread that has just as many calories as the full-fat version, but with fewer nutrients of any benefit, because the natural fats are replaced with refined ingredients. Don't fall for the marketing trick of calling it
So you go from being like regular fat to like Professor Clump science experiment fat.
fat because, while technically true, it most definitely doesn't make it a healthy option. Number 7, cheese in a can. Every time you squeeze cheese from a can, there is a long dead French food expert turning in his grave. But beyond the complete abomination that the product is from a culinary perspective, it's also terrible for the insides of your body.
It don't even taste
In
like
fact,
cheese.
It's not really cheese at all, and is one of the most highly processed foodstuffs that's available in stores. It's made mainly with water, which accounts for up to 60% of it, with the rest being made up of milk fats, oils, countless stabilizing ingredients, and chemicals to maintain the texture and, of course, large amounts of flavorings to make the paste somewhat recognizable as cheese. Sure, it might be fun, it might taste nice to some people, and it might be cheap.
It never tasted good.
But it's also probably staining your throat and stomach with a bright yellow color, and causing untold damage because of the ingredients. If you want something to...
So the stuff you eat stain your stomach and your throat? Bro, it's crazy. You got the yellow brick road stomach.
Taste of cheese, then your best bet is to use cheese, because at least it has some nutritional benefits that can justify the fats that you're also eating. Number 6, sausages and hot dogs. The idea that sausages might...
Listen, I'm country. I like deer sausage. I ain't gonna stop eating it. I ain't. Now, I don't eat them franks and brats, but I ain't stop eating my deer sausage, man.
Bad for you is probably the worst news, from a food perspective, that you could ever hear. They're popular cuisines around the world, from Germany, where there are more than 1,500 varieties, the UK,
barbecue,
where they love to eat bangers and mash, and the US, where you can hardly walk past an intersection in New York without seeing someone selling hot dogs. But this is a foodstuff that should be eaten rarely, because the health consequences can be severe. The International Agency for Research on Cancer reviewed more than 800 different studies that were conducted in 10 countries and looked at the effect of eating processed meat on the colon. They found that just 50 grams of meat per day, which is the equivalent of just...
Whoa. You ain't just finna skip past these chitlins you just put on the screen. Run that back.
Of eating processed meat on the colon. They found...
Don't eat them no more. They're like chitterlings. Oh no, if you don't know what chitterlings are or chitlins, Google
just 50 grams of meat per day, which is the equivalent of just one hot dog sausage, is enough to increase your chances of developing colorectal cancer by almost 20%. Furthermore, reviews of death statistics from around the world analyzed 150,000 fatalities that occurred due to heart disease and found a statistically significant correlation of dying for cardiovascular problems and eating red or processed meat. Number 5.
Again, it's one of them things that is always so widely available. Like, Bro, you can get a pack of hot dogs from the gas station. Well, not a pack, but you can get them on a little roller. Gas station, you can get them from any grocery store in America. Okay. But, I mean, I gotta go to Kroger's to get an orange.
Spam is that strange meat that you can see in cans in stores, but for some reason is
Don't eat Spam with your biscuits, man. They got it on the list, cuz.
kept in a refrigerator. And while it
Ain't
may
doing that
have
no
been
more.
popular
Garlic
during
Spam,
times
bro,
of
you running
rationing
out.
and might taste nice to some people, the way that it's produced to have such a long shelf life means that it contains a number of harmful chemicals. It contains very low levels of useful nutrients like protein, vitamins, or minerals, and is instead packed with fat, calories, and sodium to improve the flavor. Furthermore, it is highly processed and contains countless ingredients,
Spam and Reese's. All right.
I love Spam Reese's. Can I have it?
such as sodium nitrate, which helps stabilize it and allow it to be stored for years on end. Eating large amounts of Spam will increase your cholesterol,
They got on Spam t-shirts. You know they going. You know their health is at risk.
your
Hold
arteries,
on. Hold on. Pause the video. What grocery store you know that got $3 Spam? Spam I be seeing be $1.25. And then in some stores it be like a bit, you know, the middle like the middle boxes and stuff, they just be Spam in the boxes. You just go up there and grab 16 Spams for $5. I don't know why they Spam
your
$3.29.
heart has to work harder and
must
put
be Spam
increased
headquarters.
strain on your entire cardiovascular system. It also means you miss out on the nutrients that you actually need, so should only be eaten in small quantities, if at all. Now we live in a world where plenty of different foods are available. It might be about
high
time
end
we
Spam. We ain't
consign
had that.
Spam to the history books. Number 4, Doughnuts. Donuts. As a famous fat
We all
yellow
knew this,
cartoon
though.
character once said, and he wasn't wrong. They're one of the most popular sweet treats around the world, and are available in countless different shapes and flavors. But as with everything that tastes so delicious, they pose a serious
But tell me when that hot light on that Krispy Kreme, y'all ain't going. Hey, let me know. Please tell me I ain't the only one. I'm trying my hardest in 2021 to be healthy. But if I see that hot light, I'm clicking on my clicker and I'm turning right. You feel me? And I'm gonna need a dozen of them glazed.
problem
Does
if
hot
consumed in
glaze.
too high a quantity.
Melt in your
Take
mouth,
an original
glaze.
Krispy Kreme donut, for example. They each contain 11 grams of fat, 5 grams of which are saturated fats, and they're so moreish that there's surely no one that's been able to eat just one in a sitting.
Gotta
An
get this.
original donut from Dunkin' Donuts has 6 grams of saturated fats, which is almost a third of
That's a
your
lot of
daily
icing,
recommended
bro.
intake. And regularly going over a daily limit creates long-term problems with your cardiovascular system, causes obesity, and will likely lead to a premature death. And that's before you take into account the heightened sugar content too. To give an idea of how bad donuts are compared to other snacks, a chocolate chip cookie has just 2.4 grams of saturated fat, which isn't particularly good, but is much better than those delicious balls of fried batter. Number 3, fast food burgers. No matter where you are in the world, you're never too
Look, you can go to any corner of any store. You can drive any street in America. You
far
got
away
that
from a
available.
recognizable fast food burger outlet where you'll be able to get a reassuringly tasty meal for a reasonable price. But you might be taking your health into your own hands if you regularly
You
eat
bussin'
burgers
though.
from these places. Yes, there's a concern about the type of meat and other ingredients that are used,
That
but
ain't meat.
the biggest risk
That ain't
actually
meat.
comes from the
Hey, that's soybean. That ain't meat.
process itself.
That is not
Most
meat.
fast food chains cook more than their current demand, so they have stock available to sell as soon as a customer walks in. So to enable this to happen, they
they
don't
look good.
fully cook the patties on the grill and leave them in a warmer, where the cooking process is slowly completed. This means that by the time it's in your hands, it'll be perfect. Or at least that's how it's meant to work. But what if you're given it almost straight away? Well, that means you're probably eating raw meat, and this could give you food poisoning, digestive issues, and potentially far worse problems. You should also never order the least popular items, because they more than likely just cook a few of these and leave them under the warmer all day. So you're potentially buying a piece of meat or fish that's been lying around for several hours after being cooked. Number 2, Raw oysters. Oysters are an acquired taste.
I ain't gonna lie, this one kind of hit home. I like fried oysters. I love them. Fried oysters with a little ketchup, a little hot sauce. Ooh wee. I don't eat them raw. You running out if you eat them raw, but I eat fried oysters.
Certainly aren't for everyone, but if you are going to eat one, you had better make sure it's fully cooked first. You might be a believer that the more raw an ingredient is, the better it'll taste. But once you hear about what oysters contain, you'll surely agree that they aren't safe to eat straight out of the water. In recent years, a number of people have become ill in places like British Columbia and the UK after eating oysters, which health officials believe weren't fully cooked. Some ended up in hospital, and, after testing, were found to have contracted norovirus. This isn't something that's naturally occurring in oysters, but is known to be present in human excrement.
Well, guess I ain't eating no more oysters. That's it for me.
To the horrifying realization that almost 70% of raw oysters that are sold contain norovirus because they have been caught from water that contains human waste. The beds where they grow can become easily contaminated by sewage outflow pipes or even by the people who are there to harvest them. So if you want to make sure you never eat fecal particles from another person, your best bet would be to stay away from oysters altogether.
So he basically just like a big filter. I mean, if his body getting like, what is it, fecal, like the dude, like waste?
Boxed cereal. There's no better way to start your
Watch NFL games live?
Everybody likes cereal. I don't know a person that don't like cereal.
morning
Sweet
than by
stuff.
opening a box of cereal, pouring fresh milk over it, and eating it before you rush off to school or work. Is there? For generations, we've been told that cereals provide the energy and nutrition we need for a productive day. But studies have proved that this isn't exactly the case. The first problem is that many cereal crops these days are genetically modified to increase yields and reduce the chance of crop failures. It's now known that the prevalence of GMOs in the food supply have caused far more cases of allergies, digestive issues, liver disease, and a reduction in fertility.
I thought this brand was healthy. I got a box of that up there.
Issues, liver disease, and
I thought that Sunrise Crunch, it looks so healthy, don't it? It got bananas on the cover, it got little flowers. I thought it was healthy. I guess I won't buy that $high cereal no more since it's gonna kill me.
reduction in fertility. And cereals have been linked with all of these. The other problem is the way that they are processed. In the factory, the grains are mixed with water and churned together to make a sludge before being shaped into the familiar flakes, rings, stars, and puffs that we love. Once molded, they are sprayed with oil and sugar to ensure they retain their shape and crunch. But this process removes virtually all nutritious benefit from the ingredients. Even the extra vitamins and minerals that are added to the sludge are ultimately removed by the process before the cereal is packaged. So by the time it's in your bowl, it's just sugar, flavor, and crunchy nothingness.
So it's what about Cheerio? I thought that was good for like heart. So the little bee been lying to me my whole life. Dang, good.
Which of these do you eat regularly?
Alright guys, that's the end of this video. Please let me know what bad things off this list y'all done had before. Cause I'm up to it was 15, I'm up to 6 or 7. Let me know down below in the comment section if you enjoyed this video. Like the video if you did. And please remember to subscribe. We trying to run it up to 20 subs. We're going to be dropping good videos every day for the rest of 2021. And like I say, be better tomorrow than you were today. We out of here, guys. Peace.